Hi, my name is Jocelyn Neal, and this is our third session of our Melodic Dictation workshops. Welcome. If you haven't done sessions 1 and 2 yet, I recommend you jump over and do those first and then rejoin this session. Today's workshop will be interactive, so make sure you are somewhere where you can sing out loud, and you will need some staff paper and a pencil as well. We're really going to be focusing today on the idea of patterns. We're going to be listening for melodic patterns, rhythmic patterns, and especially melodic cadence patterns. So that's our big topic for today. As always, we're going to start with our warm-ups to get our intervals in our head and build that scale degree ladder. So let's begin. Let's warm up in this key today. That will be tonic. And solfège scale double do on top. 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Let's sing our intervals. 3, 4. Major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, perfect octave. Minor second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh, perfect octave. Major second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major second, major third, perfect fourth. And sing our thirds. 3, 4. Do, mi, re, fa, mi, so, fa, la, so, ti, la, do, ti, re, do. Do, la, ti, so, la, fa, so, mi, fa, re, mi, do, re, ti, do. And today we are going to add descending triads to our warm-ups. So we will begin on tonic, and then we will sing a descending triad to that note, moving successively up the scale. Here we go. 3, 4. Do, so, mi, do, re, la, fa, re, mi, ti, so, mi, fa, do, la, fa, so, re, ti, so, la, mi, do, la, ti, fa, re, ti, do. Let's do our tonicization pattern. Here's tonic. 3, 4. Do, mi, so, fa, mi, la, so, ti, do, re, do, ti, do, so, mi, do. And let's sing all our interval pair combinations. 3, 4. Do, re, do, mi, do, fa, do, so, do, la, do, ti, do, do, do. Re, mi, re, fa, re, so, re, la, re, ti, re, do, mi, re, do. Mi, fa, mi, so, mi, la, mi, ti, mi, do, mi, re, do. Fa, so, fa, la, fa, ti, fa, do, fa, mi, re, do. So, la, so, ti, so, do, so, fa, so, mi, re, do. La, ti, la, do, la, so, la, fa, la, mi, re, do. Ti, do, ti, la, ti, so, ti, fa, ti, mi, re, do. Do, ti, do, la, do, so, do, fa, do, mi, re, do. Now today we are talking about patterns, and we are specifically looking at the opening patterns that are used in harmonic dictation melodies and the cadential melodic patterns that appear in these melodic dictations. So today I'd like us to focus on 3-note opening patterns and 3-note closing patterns. We talked in session 2 about the different 3-note opening patterns that are likely to appear on these melodic dictations, and here we are introducing the likely 3-note 3-note closing patterns that are used in these melodic dictations. If we look at all of the 3-note closing patterns that are used in all of the melodic dictations and all of the sight singing exercises since 1999, there are only about 16 of them. So we want these patterns to be very familiar and things that we can spot quickly and notate quickly and accurately. So we are going to do an exercise where I am going to sing for you a 3-note opening pattern and a 3-note closing pattern. And then I would like you to echo those back on solfege, and then we will sing them together on solfege. Here's the key we will be working in. There's do, do. So for instance, if you hear do, 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 you would echo back do, re, mi, re, do, and then we would sing together do, re, mi, re, do. We're going to use a metronome so that we can work through these patterns efficiently. Here's tonic again. And here we go. Do, 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 do. Your turn. Together. Do, mi, re, la, ti, do. Do, 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 do. Your turn. Together. Do, mi, fa, so, ti, do. Do, 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 do. Do, ti, la, so, re, do. Do, 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 do. Do, re, mi, fa, ti, do. Do, 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 do. Together. Do, mi, so, ti, re, do. Now let's talk about rhythmic patterns. On your screen, you see several different rhythmic patterns that have appeared in various combinations and fragments on the melodic dictation exercises on the AP exam in simple quadruple meter. We want to be very familiar with these patterns and not only be able to hear and recognize them, but also be able to notate them quickly and accurately. So pay attention to how the beams work to show individual beat values. And try to think of these rhythmic patterns in groups, not of individual note values or not even in pairs of notes, but in 2-beat units. Let's read through all 12 measures of this rhythmic exercise. We're going to speak these rhythms on a neutral syllable. Here we go. Ta, 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 dee, ta, ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, ta, ta, dee, 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 ta, mi, ta, dee, ta, mi, ta, dee, ta, dee, mi, ta, dee, ta, dee, mi, ta, dee, ta, dee, mi, ta, dee, mi, ta, ta, dee, ta, dee, ta, ta, dee, ta, 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 dee, taka, dee, mi, ta, dee, ta, 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 mi, ta, dee, mi, ta. Let's do one more exercise that addresses rhythmic patterns. What I am going to do is speak for you a 2-measure rhythmic pattern. Again, we are still in simple quadruple meter, so your time signature will be 4/4. And what I would like you to do is write down the 2-measure rhythmic pattern in real time or as quickly as possible after you hear it. So get some staff paper and your pencil ready, and here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Number 2. Ta, 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 ta. Number 3. Ta, 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 ta. And number 4. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, let's see how you did. Here on the screen are the 4 rhythmic transcriptions that we just did. Now let's go ahead and do a melodic transcription exercise. Get your staff paper and your pencil and we'll get set up for that. When you take the AP Music Theory exam, your answer sheet will be set up for you, but we're going to do that together. Today we will be listening to a melody that will be performed in treble clef, and it will be performed on a violin. We're going to be working in a key signature of 1 flat today. We're still in 4/4, and we will have 4 bars of music. So go ahead and set your staff paper up with 4 measures. Our first note head will be given to you, and that is going to be the pitch F4. There is no stem on that pitch, but now your paper is ready for you to do your melodic dictation. We're going to do a couple of additional things before we hear our melody for the first time. Take a look at that first note head, take a look at that key signature of 1 flat, and go ahead and write the key on your paper so that you have a visual reference. In this case, we are going to be working in the key of F major, so write that down. And then we know that these melodies most likely end on tonic in the middle of the last bar. And so let's go ahead and draw in our guess of what the final note will be. We're in 4/4, so that's going to be a half note on the pitch F4 in that 4th bar. I don't know if that's the right note yet, but I'm going to confirm that on my first hearing. As we are working, I'm going to be moving my pencil across the page in time to the music, so that my pencil point is always over the point in the score for the note that I'm hearing at that moment. With all of this in mind, make sure you've set yourself up in that mindset of 4/4 simple quadruple meter, and let's do our first hearing. All right, on that first hearing, I want to focus on listening for the first 3 notes. I want to keep my attention on that melody all the way through the performance and figure out what the last 3 notes are, which is the melodic cadence. That's my goal for this first hearing, and I'm listening for patterns that I might recognize and transcribing those in real time. So I heard this melody begin with a quarter note, and I heard an arpeggiation of 1, 3, 5, moving up from that initial tonic. I might also have noticed that that last pitch of that arpeggio was a shorter rhythmic value. Moving to the end of my melody, I heard 8th notes leading up to my cadence. I heard a 1-7-1 pattern, do, ti, do. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in as well. So here's my tonic. And my melody began do, mi, so, and it ended do, ti, do. Let's do our second hearing. The things we wanted to listen for on this second hearing include anchor pitches, that's scale degrees 1 and 5. We were paying attention to contour, that's literally the ups and downs of my melody. I'm listening for scales and scale fragments, and I'm listening for arpeggios. We already spotted one of those in the first 3 notes. And there might be places in this melody where there's a leap and I'm not sure what note I have leapt to, but if I follow the scale that comes after that leap, I can recognize an anchor pitch, and then I can think backwards and forwards in my melody to connect the dots and figure out my leaps. So far we have tonic, and we heard the opening, do, mi, so, and we heard the ending, do, ti, do. Let me show you what a real-time contour transcription would look like. With this melody, I'm literally just going to place dots above the staff, and I'm going to space them out to show if the note values were longer or shorter rhythmic values. And I'm just going to put them higher if the note was higher and lower if the note was lower. So this is all I would be doing in a contour real-time transcription. Here's tonic. It might look something like this. Do, 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 1, 7, 1. I figured out how many attacks there are in each measure, or how many notes there are in each measure. I've noted where the rhythms are shorter note values and where they're longer note values. This is a helpful way to draw some contour and get some basic information about my melody on the staff. Now let's talk about anchor pitches. This time I'm just going to be listening for 1s and 5s. Here's tonic. Do, so, do. So this is what a real-time anchor pitch listening might look like. 1, bum, 5, bum, 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 1, bum, 5, bum, bum, 1, bum, bum, ba-dum, 1, 7, 1. Now let's do our third hearing. All right, let's work on this melody together. I heard from tonic an arpeggiation at the opening of 1, 3, 5, and then I heard a scalar fragment coming down, 5, 4, 3, and I heard the scale degrees 5 and 4 as eighth notes. Then I heard a long note scale degree 2 at the beginning of measure 2, and that crossed over tonic and continued down to scale degree 7. there was a skip down to scale degree 5. And that's one of my anchor pitches. So I definitely heard that low 5 at the end of measure 2. I then heard a scalar ascent, 6, 7, 1, 2, and then I heard a leap that went up higher, but I wasn't necessarily sure what note that went to. This is a great place to use my technique of connecting the dots, because from that leap, my scale came down 2 more notes and then landed on tonic. Therefore, from my leap, which right now is a mystery note, I had notes number 1, note number 2, and note number 3, and then I landed on tonic. And so I can work backwards and figure out that the note before tonic was scale degree 2, the note before scale degree 2 is note scale degree 3, and that lets me figure out that the note that I leapt up to had to have been scale degree 4. That scale came down in running eighth notes. And now I have my melody transcribed. Let's find those anchor pitches. It started on tonic and I arpeggiated up to 5. I crossed over scale degree 1 in a scalar descent. I went down to scale degree 5 and I came back up my scale to 1. Leapt up towards scale degree 4 and came down 3, 2, 1 with my melodic cadence of 7, 1. Let's identify our scalar passages. We heard 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. That's a long scale. We heard 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. And we heard 4, 3, 2, 1, 7. We have 3 long scalar passages in this melody. Our leaps were an arpeggiation up of the tonic triad. We heard a leap of a third. We heard a leap of a third. And that helps us to identify the contour and the sound of this melody. Let's take a look at it in its final transcription and sing it one more time. Here's tonic. 3, 4. Do, mi, so, fa, mi, re, do, ti, sol, la, ti, do, re, fa, mi, re, do, ti, do. Thanks for watching.